Hey everyone, welcome to Two Guys One Fantasy with your hosts Brandon Kluge and Tyler Richardson, where we give you the most mediocre fantasy football advice, along with NFL news, updates, scores, and standings. Yo, what's up everybody?
Yep.
We're here.
Yep.
Man, today's been a day, but Two Guys One Fantasy you can count on, right?
Yeah. Sure. Mediocre stuff.
Mediocre stuff, mediocre day. You would have thought this Friday was a freaking Monday.
It ain't no fun Friday, that's for sure.
Or Saturday, depending on when you listen or whatever.
Or Sunday.
Yeah, whatever.
Could be Monday.
Yeah, it could be. We could be recording this 2 weeks from the future.
I know who's going to win this week.
In
Everything.
everything.
Yeah. I've already placed my bets in Vegas.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's going to the Super Bowl?
I'm not going to give it away.
What
It's fun?
Well, you're not gonna lose any money if you just tell me.
Yeah, but you guys will get money. Pass.
Wow.
Pass.
That's greedy. Oh, excuse me. I apologize. It's been one of those days.
Unbelievable.
I'm just gonna let you guys hear that. I'm not holding back today.
Episode 6.
Yes.
No title yet. I'll title it afterwards.
Something
I
snazzy.
don't know. I might just start picking
What?
stuff we say as the title.
Okay.
Something stupid, though.
Oh, look at that. You guys get a little view behind the closed door.
Maybe not, though.
Oh, never mind. Close that door.
Thursday night.
Yes.
That was last night. That
Good
was,
game.
Well, that was
2 nights ago when they listened to this.
Saturday.
That's it. I just did
Thursday
the exact
night.
same
It was
thing.
Thursday night.
Yes.
That's what it was. Thursday night. It was the Eagles beating
Vikings.
the Vikings.
There you go.
Damn, what was my score?
Uh,
I said 31-27.
yes. It was close because it was, what was it, 34-28?
So close.
Yeah, you were close.
Well, gave it my best effort. I'll just give up now.
It was a good game, though.
Didn't start out as a good game.
I think it started off okay.
Started out with like turnovers.
I
Holy
mean-
smokes. Struggle bus, huh?
Yeah, well, Philly's D-line is really good. Once again, here we go talking about D-lines. Philly's D-line might be, top 3 with Dallas and the Jets.
And Alexander Madison sucks.
Yeah, he's on my fucking fantasy team
Yeah.
too.
He
But
had a
like,
bad.
I'm hoping that he has a good game at some point in time. Like, I'm hoping. Who did Minnesota play last week? It was Tampa.
Yep.
Both of those are good run defenses, Philly and Tampa. So I'm really hoping that it's just the teams that he's playing against and not him.
We'll find out.
We will find out.
Maybe he wasn't meant to be a RB1.
I kind of argued that. Even though I did draft him, I argued that I wasn't sure he was ready for that. But
didn't look
Kirk
like
Cousins struggled at first as well.
Yeah, but then he started throwing some
Bombs.
dots,
I
whatever.
think-
He had a good on paper. He had a good game.
Yeah.
Over 300 and 4 touchdowns.
Yeah. I'm telling you, do not sleep on Kirk Cousins. Even with all his flaws, he was literally trying to carry that team by himself.
Kirk Cousins and the Vikings.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins going to throw for 6,000 yards,
What?
57 touchdowns,
Okay.
and the Vikings are going to be 0-17.
I don't see that happening.
It's going to happen.
I don't think so.
He's on pace.
He's on pace to that?
No, I don't know what he's on
You
pace
don't
for.
even know.
I didn't do the math. I can do the math, though. I can average it out for you.
I think people should actually look at Kirk Cousins in that game and be really in awe of how well he did.
I think he should go to the Jets.
There actually was rumors that Kirk Cousins might leave the Vikings in the middle of the season for a trade.
Hey, why not?
If he's not getting any help, but he really likes Justin Jefferson, and I don't think Justin Jefferson wants him to leave.
Maybe he does.
No, there ain't no way.
Maybe. You never know. Anything can happen.
Second week in a row, in my opinion, Jalen Hurts and the passing game are not really meshing well. Don't know what's going on.
He was fine.
But yeah,
It wasn't spectacular. It's not MVP worthy.
but isn't that so? Like, that's 2 weeks in a row where arguably Super Bowl favorite Eagles and MVP favorite Jalen Hurts their passing offense is not working.
Just remember who they lost in the offseason.
Who did they lose in the offseason?
Shane Steichen.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're...
New offensive coordinator. New this and
system,
that and yada, yada.
They might want to stick to the run game.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
They did good. That
DeAndre
one drive,
Swift,
they ran the entire freaking drive.
There was no three-headed monster. There was barely a two-headed monster. Swift did all of it, and he did well.
Everybody was like, no, screw Swift.
We both said sat him.
Yeah, exactly. I would have sat him.
I would have too, but he proved us wrong.
Yeah.
Eagles secondary looks like they're a little iffy as well. I don't know. I feel I'm worried about Philly. They showed a lot of good things. Like their run game, I was really impressed with. But their passing offense and their secondary for passing defense, it's like I'm not seeing the same team as I was last year. Minnesota, once again, they had flaws, but all of a sudden they were building a comeback. So I expect that from Minnesota, especially a team that they're supposed to, quote unquote, lose against.
Yeah.
But Philly, it's like 2 games in, I'm starting to slightly worry because you were definitely not meeting expectations like you should.
But
yeah,
they're still 2-0.
2-0. That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
You
No
right.
matter how pretty the win looks, you're 2-0, and the Vikings are 0-2.
Yeah, that is very true. The record is all that matters. It doesn't matter what the record is supposed to look like or what it actually looks like.
That's what it is.
What it is.
That's what it is.
Is what matters. Did you see A.J. Brown last night? He was getting pissed.
Yeah, they had a little confrontation, it looked like, on the sideline.
They were up by like 20 points, and A.J. Brown's over at Jalen Hurts like, yo, why the hell you ain't throwing to me, bro?
Hey, you got to get paid.
And I was like,
You got to get
it's
your
like,
money.
Bro, you winning. Like,
He wants the ball.
just relax.
That's a competitor.
Richard Sherman, who I like, sometimes I disagree with him, but he was saying it's like sometimes you're going to eat and sometimes you got to let someone else eat.
Yeah.
And I think it was a situation.
DeAndre
Devontae Smith
Swift
was
and
doing good.
Devontae Smith
Yeah.
and DeAndre Swift
Ooh.
threw me off a little bit.
Yeah.
Those are the two that were eating.
Yeah. Jalen Hurts was lucky. I think it was a touchdown from Devontae Smith. He was lucky that Devontae Smith caught that one. I think it was his second touchdown. I'm not positive, but it was underthrown, and he caught it in a way where it like bounced off the defender's shoulder. Like it was really crazy looking.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, Jalen, I don't know.
And that interception wasn't good for him either.
Yeah.
It was into double coverage, a little forced. But
2-0.
They're 2-0.
2-0.
Yeah, 2-0.
I wonder, I haven't looked that far into the season, but I wonder who they're going against in the third week. At some point in time, I think they're going to face a defense that's better than New England, better than Minnesota. I think we're going to find out which Eagles team they are. If they crumble, like if they play Dallas,
Yeah.
I think you're going to find out what Philly team it is.
Well, they played Dallas twice, so
Eventually.
yeah, down the line.
Yeah. But I thought it was overall a really good game. Minnesota kept it interesting even though they were losing most of the time.
Yeah.
But Jake Elliott did really good for me. He hit a 61-yarder.
Golly, yeah, he did.
And for some reason, I think we have in our league, the max is 5 points, I think.
Yeah, that's okay.
I think it's okay too, but someone was messaging me from another group, and they were like, how come you only got 5 points for that 60-yard field goal? It's like, because those are the rules, damn it.
Yeah.
Deal with it.
Yeah, deal with it.
But
Yeah.
overall, I was pretty happy with the game. It was a fun game to watch.
Yeah. We got 2-0 Eagles, 0-2 Vikings. Decent game.
Do you think Minnesota can dig themselves? I mean, it's only 2 losses. It's 0-2. But do you think they can climb out of that at least to get like a playoff spot?
Yeah.
I think so too. It's going to be tough, but
You don't need your record is all right. You got to beat your division. You got to beat the guys in your division.
yeah, that's true.
Can they come out of the hole? Probably. Will they? Probably.
Yeah, I think so. All right. Over under results. How you feeling?
Like a star.
Like a star?
Like a star.
All right. So Jalen Hurts,
Jalen Hurts.
half of a rushing touchdown. You said under.
And he barely got that one.
He has 2 rushing
I
touchdowns.
know, but that one, you take that one out, it just throws the mojo of the game in a different way.
You
And
think
he
he-
doesn't get another one?
Sure, I get that's a
never
weird
know.
way to look at it.
Because he got it.
But so you didn't get that one,
All right.
but the next 2
Yep.
you're feeling pretty good about.
Yep.
Philly over 1.5 sacks,
Yep.
and you called that.
Yep.
Well, did Madison? You know what? I put it on there a little too early. What did Alexander Madison get for all-purpose yards?
Ha ha ha. Oh man. Oh man. What was the number we said?
55 and a half.
Yeah.
So you're
All
1-1 right now.
Yeah. He had 28 rushing yards
Okay.
and 11
Receiving yards?
receiving yards.
And you said over, right?
I'm pretty sure I did.
Oh, so you're 1-2.
I
Oh.
don't know. I got my paper over there. I don't remember what I said. I'm pretty sure I said the over though.
I think you said he was going to
I
have a
feel
good
like-
game. The
I feel
offense
like
was going to.
under. If I would have said under, that's a little disrespectful.
Well, I mean, he didn't get it.
Right. But I gave him a little bit of respect.
Not no more.
Don't look like it because, shoot, even last week he only had 45. Chew. He better step up.
So you ended up 1-2 for under overs.
That's fine. That's how I'll start fantasy, and I'll come back and win the league.
I just said under overs instead of over unders.
Yeah, weird.
That was weird.
Strange.
I'm sure you'll do better in 2 weeks.
I will.
Right now, I'm winning though.
By 1.
2-1, baby. All right, congratulations on that 1-2.
I'll take it.
All right, week preview.
Week 2.
We got one Sunday night game and 2 Monday night games.
Yes.
We have Miami playing against New England in Miami, I believe. Sunday night. Hang on, I'll pull it up right
They're
here.
in New England.
They are in New England.
That's correct.
Okay. Yeah, they are. Okay. And then the one Monday night game we're going to go over is Cleveland and Pittsburgh.
Yep.
And then the best game that we agreed on for the weekend was Kansas City and Jacksonville.
Yep.
So those are the 3 we're going to talk about. Which one you want to start off with?
Let's start with the Sunday 1 p.m. game.
Okay.
Kansas City and Jacksonville.
At Jacksonville. What you thinking?
I'm thinking Kansas City's the favorite, but they shouldn't be.
How much?
They're favored by 3.5.
I think
Kelsey's back. He's
Yeah.
playing for
No,
sure. Him
yeah.
and Chris Jones.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about Chris Jones. He did sign a year deal.
Guess what, Mike Tirico?
Uh-oh.
No asterisk this week, and they're still going to have a loss.
Are you calling it right here?
So
Okay. Guess what?
we'll hear what Mike Tirico has to say about a loss.
Yeah, I'm winking at you right now because you and I are on the same page.
I don't think Kelsey, he'll make an impact,
Yeah.
but how much of an impact?
I think it's one of those situations where Patrick Mahomes didn't have him last week. Guess who he threw to the most when he wasn't there? His tight ends.
Yep.
I mean, he also probably lost a little bit of faith in some of his wide receivers.
Yeah.
But the only reliable target that he threw to the whole time was it Noah Gray?
Yeah, and
Is
then what's the other dude?
I can't remember the other tight
Fant
end.
on his team.
Yeah. Was a tight end position. So you got the best tight end in the league coming back. I mean, Travis Kelce is going to get points. He's going to get targets. He's going to get receptions. He's probably going to get a touchdown or 2. But I think you overall can see that Patrick Mahomes really depends on Travis Kelce being there. And I think Jacksonville can take advantage of that. Plus, KC's defense, I don't know if it's suitable enough to go against Jacksonville's offense.
We will see what kind of a impact Chris Jones makes, though.
That does make a big difference.
But I think Jacksonville can do it.
I think so too. I think Jacksonville's pretty freaking good. And the cool thing about Jacksonville is, although Chris Jones is coming back, Jacksonville's one of the few teams that are good at passing it and good at rushing it.
Yeah, I agree.
So
with ETN in the backfield, he
Yeah.
looked good last week. But to me, it's the receivers more than anything.
yeah, I really like his receivers.
They looked good last week.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to look good again this week against the Kansas
Kansas City.
City secondary. I think that's what makes the difference. I think it's still a close game,
Oh yeah,
but I think Jacksonville pulls it out.
I think so too. I think it's. I mean, if you want to call it an upset, sure. Now, here's a bigger question. Let's say Jacksonville does win. Kansas City will have started 0-2.
Yep.
And this is not the same as Minnesota starting 0-2 because I would say their division's a little weaker. Their schedule's probably a little bit easier. KC's in a division with Herbert and the Chargers. You can't count out the Raiders. And you got the Broncos, excuse me, who I think, even though they're slowly getting better, they're still getting better.
But if you're going to start 0-2, that's the division you want to be in. The Raiders are 1-0 right now. They play the Bills this weekend,
Yeah,
so they could be 1-1.
true.
So then you're only one game behind them.
Yeah,
The Chargers are 0-1. Same thing.
that's true.
They play Tennessee, so if they win, they're still only one game ahead of Kansas City at 0-2.
Yeah.
And then the Broncos, same thing. They're 0-1.
So they're lucky
So if
that
they go 0-2,
yeah,
the worst that could happen is
they're one game behind.
the Raiders win, and they're 2 games behind them, but you're not out of it
No,
because it's the Raiders.
I think it's a lot of question marks on KC starting 0-2 is almost, I think a lot of people think would be an impossibility because of how good they are.
Yeah.
But losing to, I mean, you lose to Detroit and Jacksonville. I don't think those are 2 teams realistically that anyone thinks KC would lose against.
Right.
It's not
But
like they're going against Cincinnati or Buffalo.
they are 2 strong teams,
Absolutely.
2 playoff teams.
I completely
that we
agree.
can. So losing to them isn't the worst case scenario.
No.
You wouldn't mark it. Right. We probably wouldn't have marked it as a loss
Yeah.
because we didn't. But looking at those teams and losing to them, you're fine to lose those games.
Do you think it says, if Jacksonville wins, do you think it says more about how good Jacksonville is and less about how KC is struggling?
Yeah.
I think so too.
Because Kansas City didn't have receivers last year, and they still won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Almost the same team as this year. It's just a little different. I mean, last year they had a slow start too.
How slow was it?
I'm at least losing one of the first 2 games.
So they started 1-1?
which is still a slow start, which
Yeah.
you would expect from a strong team. But
Yeah.
they're never really like strong.
In the beginning?
They've got just weak receivers. And their defense has never been like, hey,
Great.
we're a number 1 defense.
Yeah. I think this year feels different. Now, like I said a couple episodes ago, I just don't think they're still a Super Bowl favorite team. They're still a really good team, but this year feels different. There seems to be something missing, even though it's only 1 game technically that we've seen.
Yeah.
I have a sense of, hey, we're missing kind of the fire that we usually have, and I just don't see that explosive offense possibly happening, at least maybe for another couple games until they figure it out. But they will be fine because it's Kansas City.
Yeah. It's Andy Reid.
But I really do like Jacksonville. I think they're going up and they're looking good.
So should be a good game.
Yeah.
I think we get that game.
Oh yeah.
Warner Robins, yeah. I don't think we're going
Because
to get
it's
any
close
of
to
the
Jacksonville?
Because it's close ones.
That's true. It's out of market, in market.
Yeah.
But I do think that that game is probably the most interesting out of all the non-prime time weekend games.
Yeah.
It's the one I'm most interested in. But then we can go to Sunday night and division game.
Division game.
I think this could be pretty good. Miami at New England.
I think Miami has no problem with New England.
Do you think that New England last week, the way they were building up, coming back against Philly, do you think that was just kind of like, hey, they're trying and it's kind of working in that moment, but in general, they're not a team that really can compete with some of just better teams?
I think they're going to start out looking good against Miami,
Okay.
and then that's it.
Miami's offense, I think, is too much for New England.
They
No
are
matter how
overpowered.
I think the way Philly didn't score as much as they should have on New England, Miami, I don't think has a problem with doing it.
Yeah.
So no matter how much New England tries to come back, it's futile.
I think Miami's just they have an offense. They
Yeah.
have a crazy offense.
But with that being said, it's a division game. It's in New England.
That'll be tough.
And for some reason, New England, it doesn't matter if they're the worst in the division, best in the division. They have a way of kind of just fucking sticking around against their opponent a lot of the times.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they kept it closer than maybe you would think.
I don't know. I just like the offense in Miami more than anything.
I do.
More than I like the defense in New England.
Okay.
I think last week was. I mean, you went against the Eagles, so they struggled, but you still allowed 25 points
Yeah.
against a struggling Eagles offense.
That's
week.
true.
And then a Miami offense that just came off of a 36-34 win
Yeah.
against the Chargers.
Their offense is not struggling.
So I think right now their offense is just going to overpower the defense.
Do you think they win Miami? Because I'm assuming we both picked Miami. Do you think it's like a double-digit win?
Yeah.
You think it's going to be pretty bad?
I mean, double digits could be 10 points or it could be 99 points.
I don't think it's 10 points. Neither do you. All right.
I think anywhere from 10 to 14.
I
don't think it'll get worse than that.
I think New England will look better than what the score actually is. I think it's one of those things where New England's defense, it's, hey, they're sticking around 9 out of 10 plays, and all of a sudden Tua deep bombs it to Tyreek for a touchdown. It's like, okay, that one play was a score, but those 9 other plays, New England was sticking it to them. So I think New England does look a little bit better than the score represents, but I do think it's like a 14 to 2 to 3 touchdown takeover.
Yeah. I think the offense is going to be good.
What about running back situation in Miami?
Mostert, he's fine.
Do you think he's worthy of like being a number 1 running back?
Nope.
Oh, okay. I was just curious.
On a fantasy team, no. Not
I
yet.
just as
Can
good
he
as
be?
as that offense is.
He's a good little backup right now.
Yeah, as good as that offense is, I just don't know. Do they start to struggle because they don't have a great running game?
Yeah, no.
Eventually.
I think they'll figure it out with the passing.
Yeah.
I think Mostert can do enough to get them through in the run game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, boom, we need a 3rd and 2.
Yeah.
Let's hand it off real quick because they know we're going to pass. No, psych, handoff.
Yeah.
So I think that's enough for him.
Do you remember how well Ramondre Stevenson did for New England last week?
Nope.
I just feel like the running game in a lot of these teams and games is just people are, in fantasy anyway, they are struggling to understand who to pick up in running back
it's
time.
tough. He did more in the passing game than
is-
he did in the rushing game.
Okay, that's good for fantasy. But yeah, it's really hard to tell with certain teams if you want a running back from them or not. Miami and New England are 2 teams that I feel it's like, do I want to bother with your running backs? I don't know. Ooh.
Questionable.
We're gonna skip over the one of the Monday night games, the New Orleans Saints at Carolina, just because it seems kind of obvious.
Yep.
It doesn't seem as interesting, but
It'll probably be the most interesting game this week, just because
we said that, well, we're mediocre. So
that's true too.
But we'll go to the other Monday Night Football game, Cleveland Browns at Pittsburgh Steelers. On paper, it might look kind of boring, but I don't think it is. It's a division game.
These games with Cleveland and Pittsburgh seems like that division.
Yeah.
Any of those games in that division seem
Yes.
a lot more wild than other division games.
Absolutely. And I think so. Cleveland's 1-0, and the Steelers are 0-1.
Right.
Steelers didn't look good last week.
No.
Cleveland looked okay last week.
Yeah. Against a struggling Joe Burrow for sure.
Yeah.
But also a struggling Kenny Pickett and
Yeah.
Pittsburgh offense.
I think if you erase week one, I think this is the game that kind of tells you which direction are both of these teams going to go.
Yeah.
If Cleveland wins, holy shit, maybe we got a contender for a playoff team that no one was even looking at. Maybe their defense is solid enough. Maybe Deshaun Watson, even though he's not throwing bombs, he's checking down and being smart.
Doing enough to win the game.
And, of course, they got Nick Chubb.
Yeah.
And then maybe the Steelers, their young offense, who I thought was going to blow up, is blowing up in
The wrong way. Yeah.
And their defense isn't as strong with TJ Watt leading the charge as it should be. So I think this game it might not be as interesting on paper, but I think it's one of the more important games of the week.
Yeah. Deontay Johnson isn't playing.
Yep.
Or he's doubtful, which usually means if you're doubtful on Friday, you're not
playing
on a Sunday.
Yeah.
So take that away from the offense.
Yeah. Who's the other wide receiver there? Not besides George Pickens.
Allen Robinson.
Oh shit.
Yep.
I like Allen Robinson, even though he didn't do well for me last year.
He did decent last week. 5 catches, 64 yards.
I think he's better than Deontay Johnson, I'll be honest.
The Steelers go through this really weird phase with
wide receivers.
They
do.
They get them in their first year or two. They're like, oh, I'm here. I'm a stud.
Yeah.
It's happened. Juju Smith-Schuster had happened. Chase Claypool had happened.
Yeah.
I feel like it happened with Deontay Johnson.
Yeah. It's almost like they have an expiration date in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. George Pickens is going to happen too.
Hopefully not for a while. But yeah,
looks like the trend.
Antonio Brown.
Well, he did at least a lot better than 2 years.
No. Yeah, he was the best wide receiver, for 2 years in a row maybe. But he was really good a year or two before that with Pittsburgh. But he left. He something happened.
Yeah, we all know what
happened.
It's a CTE.
And so it was left on Juju Smith-Schuster.
Yeah.
And he had one good season. And then during that season, Chase Claypool kind of started to do this. And then the season after that, they went down. Deontay Johnson kind of.
Yeah.
It's
really weird.
It was really weird. Well, Deontay Johnson was even before that. But you're right. They do have these weird phases in Pittsburgh with wide receivers.
Yeah, it's weird. But division game in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough for Cleveland for sure. But
yeah.
I don't know. Pittsburgh, they got to show some signs of life.
I think
they were laying on the hospital bed. It's just a steady tone.
Yeah.
And they're running in there now.
Clear. I think this is probably the hardest of the three that we're talking about for me to choose who I think would win. Because I don't know what it is with the KC Jacksonville game. I smell the goodness of Jacksonville.
Yeah.
It comes to me so nicely and smoothly. Miami, New England, I feel like even though New England could be tough, Miami's looking really good.
Yep.
Pittsburgh and Cleveland, it's like, okay, well, you can see where they're both struggling. You can see where they both should be good. So it doesn't really lean one way or the other.
I'm going to run with the better quarterback, the better tight end. Oh, not tight end, sorry. Better running back.
Okay.
Shoot, maybe a better tight end. David Njoku ain't no slump
True.
because he went to Miami.
Oh, boy.
We breed him right. Them
Okay.
tight ends.
And Aaron Hernandez.
We didn't breed him.
I know.
No, that wasn't
Don't put
us.
that on me.
That's the Florida.
I know.
So I lean with Cleveland.
Really?
Yeah.
I think Pittsburgh figures it out. Mike Tomlin is a much better coach than Stefanski. I think he drills it into the guy's head to, hey, we got some problems we need to fix. They fix it, and they get better this week, and I think they play well, or better at least than last week to win.
They better try.
That's
for sure.
Shit. Poor Najee Harris.
Poor Najee Harris.
How come he's not good? I love Najee Harris, but and he
Sometimes just ain't got it.
and sometimes like he has everything to be a really good one running back situation. How come he's not?
He just ain't got it.
Do you think it's the team? Do you think he'd do better on a different team?
No.
Really? Damn. Okay.
Gotta give it the cold hard truth.
I really like Najee Harris, and it bothers me that he's not doing better.
Well, maybe he figures it out this week
Maybe.
because he sucked last year too.
Yeah, he didn't do well. But then they were kind of struggling trying to figure out their footing. And like
Yeah.
everything was on him.
Hey, well, it looks like they're still trying to figure it out.
Yeah. What are we going to next? We're going to fantasy time now, right?
Fantasy time.
Yeah.
I think it's time for stardom situms.
You want to do stardom situms first?
I think we
Then pick'ems?
I think we pull out our minute and 15-second timer
Oh, thank
this time.
God. Thank God.
Add
the time
a little
went
bit
up.
of time for you
Thank
because
goodness.
I did it. I completed it.
Do you have your notes?
Of course I do.
I didn't.
I'm always ready.
I did not put notes again.
Unbelievable. See, and that's why I will complete it in a minute 15.
I have it all. I'm too confident. I have it all in my head, and I hope I don't do it again this time.
You're gonna freak
A minute
out.
15 is a
You're
good.
gonna fuck.
It's a good
Yeah.
time. It's a good time.
All right. Start your timer over there.
You want me to go first, or you want?
I'll go first.
You want to go first? You
Yeah.
want me to start the timer?
Yeah.
Stand by. All right. So we got.
I'm going to do stardoms first
Okay.
and then situms.
Where's my clock? Stopwatch. Minute 15.
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go.
Quarterback, Anthony Richardson. Start him. He's the leading rusher last week on this team, and he's a baller.
Okay.
Running back, James Cook. He took 60% of the snaps. The Raiders allowed the fifth most points per game to running backs last year. Wide receiver, Mike Evans. His usage last week was off the charts, and it's the Bears defense.
True.
Evan Ingram, start him. Chiefs defense allowed the fifth most touchdowns to tight ends last year. They're going to allow more this week. Start the Saints defense. They're playing Bryce Young. Weak sauce. Sit Matthew Stafford. That 49ers defense is legit. Sit Cam Akers. He stunk last week. I think Williams is going to get more touches. Thus, why I picked him up. Sit Chiefs wide receivers. They're going to have 0 catches again. Sit Dalton Schultz. He ran 40 routes last week. He had 2 catches for 4 yards. Oh, I could have done this in a minute. Sit the Chiefs defense.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think the Jags do it. I think
Okay.
The Jags got a good offense. They'll put on points.
I'm embarrassed. You had such great notes and stats. See, I go by the heart. Like, I go what I feel. So I don't have all those good stats. I need to do that next time.
Got to give the people what they want.
They want how I feel. They don't want stats.
Sometimes they want stats.
They don't want the truth.
Sometimes they do.
They want to know how I feel.
Mm.
Let me get to my notes. Starts and sits. A minute 15. How did it
Minute
feel? Did
15.
it feel a little bit better?
Easy.
Oh,
I could
shut
have done it
up.
in a minute.
You could have. You were.
I
you
took
were
my time. I
fantastic.
slowed
You
down and everything.
You stopped.
Yeah.
You stopped, leaned over, looked at the time, and went, "Huh? I could have done this under a minute." Finished, and it was still under a minute.
Hey, what can I tell you?
All right. Go. Stardom quarterback Baker Mayfield. I think he has weapons, and I think he has a fire lit under his booty. He's going to do okay. Running back, Justice Smith. I think since, injury in the backfield in the Baltimore Ravens, Justice Smith, he had 2 touchdowns last week. He's going to do it again this week. Wide receiver, Calvin Ridley, baby. I'm going to say start him no matter what. He's the best wide receiver in Jacksonville. Tight end, Zach Ertz. That might be surprising, but he had the most targets in that awful Arizona offense. He's the tight end that's going to get that offense out of trouble, even though they're still going to lose. Defense also had the Saints. The Saints, because Carolina's not good. Quarterback, sit. Zach Wilson. He ain't no Aaron Rodgers. Get him out of here. Running back, James Conner. Does he even play anymore? Does Arizona even play anymore? No, sit him. Wide receiver, Brandon Cooks. He's a good wide receiver, but he's playing injured. Plus, I think they're doing something different. They're struggling on Cowboys' offense. Tight end, Cole Kmet, sit. I'm not sold on him. I'm not sold on that offense. Defense, sit the Raiders' defense. Bills coming back with a vengeance.
Okay. You did it pretty good there.
I felt better about it. I still had some stats, too.
You did throw out a little bit of facts.
Were you surprised to hear Zach Ertz?
Yeah. I'm not picking. You said, because where does Zach Ertz play again?
Arizona.
Mm-hmm. And then you had James Conner as a sit, and you said, Arizona, that's why.
Yeah.
But then
because
you picked Zach Ertz as a start.
The only reason, because Arizona's offense is awful, but Zach Ertz is good, and he had the most targets of any person on that. He had 10 to 12 targets, and he caught 8. So, he is the safety valve that's not going to help. It doesn't matter how good Arizona is.
I mean, sometimes it does.
It matters how.
Who's throwing the ball.
If you get thrown to 10 times, that's fantasy value, baby. Now, I'm not saying, he's going to just go off and get 1,000,000 yards, but with 10 targets, I bet you no one has him on their team. You could pick him up cheap. Don't trade anybody.
I bet you nobody
have him there.
I bet you he's rostered in 0% of leagues.
I'm just saying you can have him there as a safety valve, and I think he's a good pickup.
Who was your running back?
Sit or start?
Start.
Justice Smith.
Okay.
Because J.K. Dobbins went out with an Achilles.
Right. I think you got your name mixed up.
Is it Justice
Hill?
I'm sorry. It was Justice Smith.
I had no idea.
Is he the actor in Detective Pikachu?
That's why I was like, who the hell who you said it, and I let it go during your start and sit him, and then just now you were like, Justice Smith.
You know what? No, I'm sticking to it. Start Justice Smith, actor from Dungeons and Dragons and Detective Pikachu.
I wouldn't.
He's going to kill it in the football game.
I don't think he is.
Justice Hill, that's who I meant.
There you go. I knew I heard something funky there. I was like, who the heck is that guy? I was like, this is a new player that just came from the Canadian Football League or
man,
something?
He's going to kill it on the field. And you're going to see him carrying a Pikachu in one arm and the football in the other.
Tackled.
That's what's going to happen. Fine. Oh, goodness gracious. I think we both did pretty good, though. Do you like all of my starts and sits? You don't like the Zach Ertz one, do you?
No.
We agreed on the Saints defense, though.
Yeah,
that was the one that we agreed on.
I don't think Brandon Cooks is playing, so good sit there.
The last I checked, he was questionable. I don't know if he was actually out or not.
Well, yeah. Still sit him anyway, but yeah.
They look like they're struggling a little bit, and plus, if he's injured, yeah.
Yeah, true.
So, all right. I liked all yours. I really like that James Cook one.
I know.
I think they finally found a running back that can handle more than 50% of the snaps.
Well, he did 60 last week. We'll see what happens this week.
Yeah. God, please, Buffalo, please don't let me down. Please. Please don't. Okay. Sorry.
Fantasy pick'ems.
Yes.
I did all my stuff before the Thursday game.
I did mine after. I cheated.
So it could screw me. Maybe it won't. Who knows?
Okay.
We'll find out.
Do you want to go over yours first?
I'll do mine first.
Okay.
I'm going through some running back troubles. I lost a running back for the season. Austin Eckler, my first-round pick, is not going to play this weekend. So I had to do some crazy stuff.
Oh, shit.
I picked up.
He's officially out?
He's officially doubtful.
Oh, yeah.
According
That's
to
a
good old sleeper. And it's his ankle. So,
yeah.
yeah. So I picked up Joshua Kelly,
Okay.
running back for the Los Angeles Chargers.
Yep.
So I think if you need somebody, go for him. He put up 15 points last week, even with Austin Eckler.
Okay.
And then I also picked up Kyren Williams. Kyren.
How is it spelled?
Kyren. Kyren.
Kyren. That's what I would guess.
Kylo Ren.
Kyren?
I picked up Kylo Ren Williams.
Kylo Ren?
Yep. For the Rams,
I like that pickup.
notice I also said sit Cam Akers.
Yes.
So hopefully the Rams sit Cam Akers and give
You think they're
Williams the
listening?
ball. They better be.
Okay.
He put up 17 last week.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping for that again. But
Yeah.
it's a tough one. So I picked John over me just because of the running back troubles.
Yeah.
I picked. Oh, let me find it. I like to say team names sometimes. I picked Colin CT to beat my Balzackards Tyler, but I think it'll be close.
Okay.
I picked good old Caldwell over Brett, but Brett had some really good points last night.
Yeah.
Got to stick with it though.
Mm-hmm.
I picked drafting under the influence over fantasy is my Achilles.
Okay.
So Dylan over Hopkins.
Yep.
I picked Walker over Allen because Allen won't trade me. So take this loss this week, Allen.
Yeah.
And then I picked. This one I did look at the game a little last night because I thought Laney's for sure winning this
Yeah.
if Kirk Cousins is a starter.
Yeah.
Look, I know it's only Thursday, but we might have found our bench warmer of the week.
Yeah. She's pretty upset about that.
Now, granted, Jordan Love could do something.
So,
But, man, Kirk Cousins put up a really good stat line.
so the first half, because it's not like she thought about that. She was like, well, Philly's defense is supposed to be really good. Kirk Cousins, sometimes he tends to struggle, turn the ball over.
them primetime games.
And so she thought about it and made a very educated decision to sit him and start Jordan Love. And I was like, okay. I've seen crazier things in fantasy. So I was like, I don't think that's a bad move.
Yeah.
The first half of the game, she was like, that's why I sat him. She's like, that's smart. And all of a sudden, I remember the next morning we woke up and she looks at me. She's like, fuck Kirk Cousins. Because he in the second half alone, he put up like freaking 25 points.
All his points came from there.
Yeah. So, yeah, she was pretty irritated by that. But I told her, I was like, hey, listen, Jordan Love, Chicago's defense isn't great. So Jordan Love could put up 20, 25 points and still break, like, kind of close that gap with Kirk Cousins. So you never know. But it was rough. It was rough to see that.
Yeah. Jordan Love plays Atlanta.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said Chicago.
Yeah, but he played Chicago last week.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
But
I'm
yes.
sorry.
Yeah, no. But because of that, I picked Josh over Laney.
I got you. It's rough.
Kirk Cousins.
It's only week one with a Thursday night game from week two.
Yep.
And our league is in a weird – it's not going the way I thought it was going already. Nope. But you got your pick'ems.
Yep.
I think we might have disagreed on like 4 of the 6.
Nice. That's what I like to see.
Yeah. So, all right. I'm delusional. I'm picking me over CT.
Okay.
But it's mostly because – not because I feel like I'm going to win or his team is worse than mine this week. It's really just like, hey –
Speak it into existence.
I can do this. So I'm being selfish and I'm picking me to win for no other reason than, come on, I can do this.
Hey, if I beat John this week,
Yeah.
it's because I'm not picking myself.
It's really.
It's
If
gotta
I
be.
beat CT this week, it's because I picked myself.
All right, we'll see.
I also picked John over you
Yep.
for the exact same reason.
Running
Even
backs.
before I knew Austin Eckler was going out, I knew he was playing injured.
Yep.
The running back situation makes it tough. John has a sneakily really good team.
Told you.
Yeah.
He's a
So
playoff guy.
yeah, so sadly I picked John over you as well. I have Brett over Colwell. I think he had 3 people play last night,
Yeah.
and they all got him over 20 points.
Yeah.
I just, no offense to Colwell, but like when a team looks good, even that early, it's like, you know what? Sometimes you just got to pick the one that looks like they're about to freaking go berserk.
Yeah.
And that's why I picked Brett. I picked Hopkins. Fantasy is my Achilles over drafting under the influence Dylan. I think I remember this was the tough one for me because I looked at it. I saw Hopkins has Mac Jones,
Yep.
and I was like, "Ooh, I guess this is an easy pick." But then I saw the rest of his team compared to Dylan's team, and I just think Hopkins' team is a stronger team, even with Mac Jones. Now, Dylan has Justin Herbert, which is amazing.
Yeah.
But comparatively, most of Hopkins' team I just like better. So I went out on a limb. It might be the wrong limb, but I do have Hopkins winning. And then I still have Laney beating Josh. I think it's because he has 2 to 3 players from the Jets,
Yeah.
and I think they struggle a little bit more this week than they did the week prior. And most of his points need to come from the Jets.
Yeah.
And I think that hurts him and allows Laney to come back and win. And then Walker. That's Walker over Allen. Do I even need to talk about it? Walker's
Yeah.
going to win.
Because Allen won't trade me.
Yeah, that's exactly why.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Allen, give me Jonathan Taylor, please.
Allen, give me Jonathan Taylor, please. I'll give you.
Nobody. See,
Just keep Jonathan Taylor.
I'll give you my first round pick.
Whoa! Would you really?
No.
No, I didn't think so.
I'll give you my 4th round pick.
See, that seems too high. First round seems too low or too high, depending on how you look at it. And then 4th round seems too far, like maybe a 3rd?
No.
Okay.
I'll give you Tua Tagovailoa.
No, you wouldn't.
If he gives me Jonathan Taylor
Really?
and a first round draft pick.
Who's your other quarterback? Russell Wilson?
Yeah.
You'd be okay with Russell Wilson and Jonathan Taylor
I gotta look for the future. I gotta do what's best for me long term.
long term this season.
I'm making a long term investment. I'm looking at next season already.
Really?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so. Do we have questions?
Yeah, but you kind of already answered it.
Uh-oh, what was the question?
CT asked me.
Okay. Are you talking about in the last episode?
Yeah.
Well,
damn
we can go
I'm not
into
doing
it a little bit
shit.
more.
I mean, we don't really need to. He was one of your sits.
Which one?
He said, "Do I start Cole Kmet or Hayden Hurst?"
Oh, that's right. I knew it was something like that.
I mean, either way, pretty shitty.
Why would he ask between those two?
Maybe that's what he's got.
Hayden Hurst is in Carolina, correct?
Yes,
I think Hayden Hurst. I think Justin
that's
Fields
what I think too.
is not a good passer, or he struggles to pass, and Cole Kmet struggles from that. That offense is still not clicking. But Bryce Young, as bad as that offense is, does connect well with Hayden Hurst. Hayden Hurst got a touchdown last week, didn't he?
Hayden Hurst put up 15.
Yeah, so I think Hayden Hurst, in my opinion, is the start, while Cole Kmet still struggles, even though people are really hype on him.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it yet, but I think it's mostly because of Justin Fields.
I also pick Hayden Hurst.
Yeah.
I think that was the only question.
Hang on, let me get to it because there is more questions than that.
What, on YouTube?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't check the YouTube all the time.
It's by our proud and loyal.
Oh, Javier.
Yeah.
All right.
me see if I can. You gonna get to it?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. I just don't want to play it.
No, I mean, just click it. No, it should pull up right here. Javi says, "Holy shoot!" I'm
Yeah,
limiting
it's like
my
a three-part
questions to
question.
once a week, so you guys can give attention to other viewers. Javi, you're the only viewer.
Yeah, you don't have
First
to worry about that.
question: favorite all-time loyal viewer, CT or that Javi guy that you always mention?
It's got to be.
Oh, that's tough. Because CT said he always texts talking about the episode, but Javi always has questions.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
I'm going to give them,
Oh, you're gonna do it, aren't you?
yeah, I'm going to give them both first place.
Oh my.
Yeah, we're allowed to have more than one favorite. I have a favorite kid.
Don't let them know that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Javi.
Okay.
Listen, CT, I gave you props last week. Javi was a guest on our show. So
But-
I feel like he's just got one step up until CT gets on the show.
Yeah, but Javi isn't in the fantasy league.
Doesn't that say more about he's not in our fantasy league and he's still asking us questions?
Look, all I'm saying,
Um,
CT stayed committed to the league
that is true.
from day one.
That is true. They're the only ones that I've heard. Most people listen to the podcast. There's only a handful of people that I've heard like watch the YouTube
Yeah.
videos, and it's CT and Javi. But I don't know. I'm sorry, CT. I'm gonna have to give it to Javi.
I'll give it to CT then, just because. Why not? Be different.
What's Javi's second question? He's got 3 in there.
Second question. From the newest member
Oh,
of his family.
yes. Were you trying to dodge like specific details?
No, that's what he said.
Oh, okay.
I just didn't want to.
Congratulations, by the way.
Which one do you like more, soccer or football?
So this is a main question for you because it's easy for me.
I mean, yeah, that is tough.
I love football, as in American football. Soccer, it's fun. I keep up with it somewhat, but I'm a diehard football fan.
I could watch them both. I
Yeah.
can play them both. I can do both. I'll give you the same answer from your first question.
Oh my, you son of a bitch!
Both number one.
Oh
Take
my
that.
gosh!
Lastly,
Yeah,
do you think the Aaron Rodgers injury will be the biggest what if of the season? Yes. Because of all the hype we get around the Jets and all this and all that. Yeah.
depending on how the rest of the season goes, it seems like it's probably obvious. Yeah,
Yeah.
it will be the biggest what if.
And then he'll get comeback player of the year next year.
I hope not.
So the script's already written.
Oh, you've seen it? That's right.
Next year, yeah.
I
Who else is going to get it next year?
come back. DeMar Hamlin.
He gets it this year.
Yeah, but he's gonna die again this year.
Oh, my
And then
gosh.
get it.
You can't get it twice.
You can. If
No.
you die twice.
No, I'm not giving it. That's
Hey, you
that's
already
on
died
you.
once. I can't give it to you
Yeah,
again.
okay. I say yes. Biggest what if of the season will be that because we'll never know because he played three snaps.
Four snaps, I thought.
Whatever it was, who cares?
Single digit.
Yeah, not good. No
Not
bueno.
good.
No bueno.
Yeah, it is probably the biggest what if, especially. Yeah, that there was so much hype. They're freaking on Hard Knocks. You think he's going to still be on Hard Knocks?
Yeah.
Even with his butt. You know what I hated? I'm going to bring this up real quick. Watching the game last night, literally in the middle of them, Minnesota playing football on offense, trying to come back, freaking Al Michaels, who I actually really like, you can hear him in the background. Yeah. Like talking to the producer in his ear. Yeah, okay. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah, okay. And all of a sudden he's like, we just got word. And they literally turn off the game right in the middle of it to show a picture of Aaron Rodgers after surgery. Hey, Aaron Rodgers is doing good. He just wanted to let everyone know. I'm like, what the fuck?
Hey, you got to make sure he's good.
Who gives a shit?
The Jets fans do.
Yeah, but like in the middle of Monday Night Football, like
Right.
you could let us know any other time, but dead right in the middle of a game where
It's breaking news.
it's his Achilles. It's not like he had heart surgery.
If it was Josh Allen, you wouldn't be complaining.
Yes, I would.
No.
Listen.
You'd be like, Josh Allen, his Achilles.
Yeah, listen.
Oh my gosh, his Achilles. I'm so glad they showed this on Thursday Night Football.
I believe it or not, I would not be like that.
No.
I'd be like, listen, I love Josh Allen, but I'll find out some other way. Like, it doesn't have to interrupt. It would be different. It was like a commercial break or a timeout, but it was literally right. Kirk Cousins got the snap, and they're like, fuck this guy. What about Aaron Rodgers? I was like, this is stupid.
Well, did they score on that drive?
I think so. It was the one before they lost.
Maybe that's the one maybe that's what they needed.
I don't know. I'm sorry I got fired up. I get irritated with Aaron Rodgers because I just think he's a pompous asshole. We don't need to worry about him coming back from surgery from an Achilles. We all knew he was going to be okay. You don't have to interrupt.
Whoa. It's surgery.
He was probably awake for that surgery.
No.
I just wanted to puff my chest and get that off my chest real quick. It was irritating. No one cared in that moment. It could have been told any other time.
I cared.
It could have been told after the game when they were all sitting there talking. No, right in the middle. Stupid.
Episode 6. There it is. There's your stats.
Hope you like that fire at the end of that episode.
Yeah. I'll just put a bunch of flames on the screen for the.
Put it in my eyes.
A minute.
Put it in my pupils.
I can't do that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We need an editor. If anyone wants to edit for us.
Hey.
Tired of this shit.
Let me tell you something. This man edits every single episode except the one. He does the work, so I do have to give him thanks. I have a stupid laptop. Doesn't really allow me to help as much as I could.
Can I get somebody to do it for free? That'd be great.
Be a part of the team.
Yeah.
We'll pay you with compliments.
I won't even do that.
Oh, shit. You cheap, huh?
Yeah.
They got to earn it?
Yeah.
Oh. You think we can get the guy from Mulan?
No.
Make a man. No.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. Out of you.
Thanks, everyone, for listening to Two Guys, One Fantasy Podcast. Please give us a like, a follow, a subscription on anything. Just look us up on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter at Two Guys, One Fantasy Podcast. Thanks.